Okay, it's time to get to our guest choices. Martha, you rock my world, so you get to go first.
Well, thank you, Al. Well, first let me say this is such a huge category, and I am so honored to be on the list for this category. It's a lot of responsibility, and I consider greatest moments in rock to be those moments that gave rise to this musical force that was infused with such passion that people would say, long live rock, I need it every day, I want to rock and roll all night, roll over Beethoven and give Tchaikovsky the news. This is rock and roll. So that to me is the big moment in rock. And my first moment I chose was the release of a song. It was a small song, came out of Portland, Oregon, took the world by storm because this song gave rock and roll a sense of freedom, of irreverence, and that all-important sense of who cares? And I'm talking about the Kingsmen and Louie Louie. Because, check this out. You can barely understand the words. The guy sings like at all different times. He doesn't know when to come in. And this song sold 12 million copies. Why? Because this song said rock and roll is not about perfection. It is about attitude.
And wow, I think they serve all the
salad and breadsticks you can eat, too. They're like waiters.
I feel like I'm at prom. Louie, Louie. And you know what the beautiful thing this song did is it gave everybody a sense of, hey, I can do that. I mean, everybody loved Elvis Presley, but not too many people thought they could be Elvis Presley. But everybody thought they could be the Kingsmen.
Yeah.
I mean, drum sets were being set up in garages all across the country when this song came out. Everybody said, hey, I can do that.
And this song influenced unintelligible rock lyrics for generations to come.
There you go.
Absolutely. Steven, what's your number three?
My number three, when I was coming up with these ideas, I just tried to think of moments in rock history that that changed everything, for the better or for the worse, but changed everything in its wake, and hopefully made people mad, because I think that's a big part about rock and roll, is trying to get people on edge and being irreverent. And one of the things, for me growing up as a kid in high school, there was hip-hop music that was very underground and hadn't crossed over to the mainstream at all, and it was, if you knew anything about it, you were cool. Pair that with an aging rock band that everybody thought was over, and you have Run DMC and Aerosmith recording Walk This Way. The moment hip-hop crossed
I thought the song would like really invigorate the whole fusion of hip hop and rock, but the big NWA Whitesnake collaboration never quite happened. I don't know what went on there.
But at least we finally got it got rap music on the radio and on the television, and it changed. I mean, if you look at from everything from Korn to Limp Bizkit to Natalie Imbruglia, the idea of hip hop and loops and rap and whatever else is just it's
thievery. Thievery.
Yeah, and thievery. Yeah, exactly.
All
right, very good. Dolly, what's your number three?
Oh yes, that's a great nickname. Well, first of all, I think of a great moment in rock as something that influences other artists that came after this person, and also how it influenced society, and most importantly, how it influenced me. So, I have to go with someone who was a real sexual grenade in rock. You know, I was going to go with David Cassidy singing I Think I Love You. Okay. But then I thought again, and I thought, okay, who was the first to be banned because of his rotating hips? Yeah. And who was the first to appear to me in my cheese whiz and say, oh, make me some bacon. Oh, put a mama. Oh, Priscilla, oh, I need some Twinkies. Yes, that's right, it was Elvis. And think of how he influenced all those other people, Dolly. Like, oh yeah, there he is. Look at those. Oh. Cher does that, doesn't she? Oh. So great.
I like Elvis.
Elvis on that song, but you can't go wrong.
Hard to beat that.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah. You notice VH1 only shoots me from the waist up, too.
He only shoots. Yeah, because, you know, let's face it, you make everyone's hormones slam dance.
Be careful. Dweezil, what's your pick?
Well, this is all so subjective, as we all know.
No, it's not. I have the right answers. It's not subjective.
So, you know, I think that there's obviously a lot of great music that has been made over the years, and for me it was impossible to choose music or moments because, you know, things that are really popular or conceived of as being very popular or perceived rather by people are not what I would consider to be like a great rock moment, you know, but something like the technology, for example, of multi-track recording makes music possible, and a good example of that would be like the Sgt. Pepper's record back when they switched from, you know, being able to do just live recordings where the whole band's playing everything and it goes straight to lacquer. Then they sort of got 2-track, and 4-track came along, and they were doing many massive overdub things and submixing, and you hear a record like that and you think that's very creative and it's very impressive. Now we have 1 million tracks you could record, but it still sounded better when they did it the first time. You know? So I think, you know, multi-track recording, and like, you know, Sgt. Pepper.
All right, when we come back, we'll hear our panelists' second choices as well as your opinions at home. Stay tuned or suffer the consequences.